Alright, we'll focus on two very handy Kotlin features. That's data classes and object declaration. These features help you write more concise, expressive, efficient code. In the end, you will understand what data classes are and why they are used. The auto-generated functions provided by data classes and how to use object declaration and companion objects for utility codes and singletons. Let's dive in. In Kotlin, data class is a special kind of class that is primarily designed for holding data. While you can define a regular class to hold data, Kotlin provides a more concise way to declare these classes, and it automatically generates some useful methods for you. To define a data class, you use the data keyword before the class declaration. So let's see that in action. We have a user class that holds user's name and age. But Kotlin does more than just store this value. It automatically provides the following methods. The first one, toString. The toString method generates a human readable string representation of the data class. So when we create instance of our user, now we can print it with. So when you print that, it will give you a human readable form of the object. So you see, it provides you this value. This can be really useful when debugging or logging information about the object. Let's look at the second one. So we have another method called equal. The equals method checks whether two instances of a data class are structurally equal. That's if they contain the same data class. Let's look at an example. So we can check whether these two objects or instances of the user class are equal. So when we run this, if they are equal structurally, we'll see true bottom here. Okay, so it prints true. It means that structurally, even though user 1 and user 2 are different instances, they are considered equal because their property values are the same. So I have a question for you. Does Kotlin compare objects based on their references or based on their content by default in data classes? Let me give you possible options. A. Based on references. B. Based on content. C. Both, depending on the context. So leave your answer in the comment section. Let's get interactive. So the next useful method is the hash code. The hash code method returns a hash value that is used in hashing algorithms. For example, when you store objects in a hash-based collection like hash map or hash set, when two objects are equal, their hash code value must also be the same. So the fourth one is the copy method allows you to copy an object while modifying some of its properties. So you can create an object called update user that copies the user class and modify the age to a different value. This is especially useful when working with immutable objects. That's objects that should not be modified after they are created. So let's run it and see. Okay, so it makes a copy of the user 1 object and then just modifies the age part. It is very handy when you have a variable or object that you are not supposed to change. You can just make a copy of it, tweak the parts that you want. Now that we've covered data classes, let's shift to another interesting Kotlin feature, object declaration. In many cases, you need a class that has only one instance, singleton. In Kotlin, you can easily create such classes using the object keyword. Here's an example of object declaration. So you use the keyword object. So this is different from the instance of a class. This is a special keyword that allows you to create an object or a variable. Only a single instance of that variable in your entire application will exist. So to create it, you use the keyword object, the name, so database. With this object, there is only one instance of database connection throughout the entire program. You can call this method directly without needing to create an instance. So inside your main, you can have, so if you run this, yeah, so this is it, connected to the database. So with this object class, you can see that we are able to call it in the main function without making an instance of it. It is globally available throughout your project. This is a convenient way to implement the singleton pattern, which ensures that a class has only one instance. Let's look at another interesting thing called companion object. In addition to standalone object, Kotlin provides companion object, which allows you to define methods and properties that belong to a class but don't require an instance of a class to be accessed. Before we look at an example, let me ask this question. What's the role of a companion object in Kotlin? What's the role of companion objects in Kotlin? So let's see an example of how to create a companion object. So say we have the class. I use the keyword companion object and then define this function called square. You can call square method directly from the class without creating an instance of mathUtil class. So now let's print the result. So let's run it once again. Okay, so you can see the square of 4, which is 16. Companion objects are useful for grouping utility methods and constants together in a class. These tools will help you write more concise and efficient code, making your program easier to maintain and understand. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with future episodes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.